Hi everyone, welcome back to HowTechs. Today we have the iPhone 7 Plus and we're going to be showing you how to use the camera. So first of all, you want to take your phone and unlock it and go to the home screen. And depending on where you've placed it, you should see the camera icon either usually down on the bottom or up here. Now you can see basically it defaults to photo mode. If you want to switch to other modes, just slide left and right. So if you just take the whole screen and swipe, you can go from photo to video to slow-mo to time-lapse. Also available on the iPhone 7 Plus is the new portrait mode, which is really cool. Square, if you want to do, say, Instagram pictures, and panorama if you want to stitch together a long sequence, say like the horizon, if you're in a really picturesque place. So some of these have different settings. So for example, for portrait, you have to be a certain distance away, otherwise it won't work. For photo, in this case, you can switch between the front-facing camera or the rear-facing camera. You can also do, this is a new feature on the iPhone 7, which is, because it has two cameras, you can switch between the two cameras by going from, basically automatically switches from the optical 1x optical zoom on one camera and 2x optical zoom on the other one. And this one has a much more narrow field of view too, so it's depending on where you're using it, actually sometimes it's actually better. So rather than just using digital zoom, you can actually do optical zoom up to 2x on this camera, which is actually really useful, even just for taking snapshots. So let me spend some time to go through the top menu as well. So here's your flash settings, either automatic on or off. You can also turn on and off HDR, which is high dynamic range photos, either auto on or off. Keep in mind that if you do it on, you have an option to either have it save both pictures or just the combined picture. And then in this case, there's also the live picture, which is a feature added, I think, on the iPhone 6s for the first time. So this basically takes like a 3-second video clip while you're taking a photo. So basically like 1.5 seconds before you hit the shutter and 1.5 seconds after you hit the shutter. And so it's actually pretty cool because it shows you some of the context. So if you're standing in front of a waterfall, for example, and you take the picture, when you view it in your photo viewer, you'll actually see the water falling and then actually stop at the photo that you've taken. And then there's also the timer. So we see you can do a 10-second timer, a 3-second timer off. So this is useful if you're in, say, for example, you have it on a tripod, or you want to just take a selfie and you're afraid of shaking too much by pushing the button. You can push this, everyone holds their pose for 3 seconds, and then the picture snaps automatically. So that's also really useful. And then they have the filters. These ones, I don't know anyone who's really ever uses these very much, but they're there basically. Anyway, so that's the basics for photos. For videos, we have fewer options. Basically, you can just do the flash on or off. In this case, it's not actually a flash. It's turning on the LED all the time, so you can view a video. You can film a video with light, so if you're in a dark room, it's actually really useful. Turn it off. So one of the key things in this case is basically as soon as you start recording, the timer is going, and then you can also still take still photos while you're shooting a video just by hitting the white button here. And you can also still zoom either through the second camera or just by stretching while you're taking a video, and that's actually really useful as well. So if you're filming something that's moving or you don't want to stop and miss some action while you change the zoom, you can actually adjust the zoom as you go. Okay, so that's the camera. Slow motion, it's pretty much all set here. There's nothing you can actually adjust in here, but basically once you take a video, when you play it back, you can see the slow motion effect built into the iPhone. And then time lapse is just the opposite, where you film it and then it just makes a very short video. So you really have to leave it on a long time. But you can take some really cool effects, especially when you're, say, at the beach and it's sunset and you have a tripod. Just leave it on and you'll see a really cool video after you finish. And I guess the key thing with this one is when you're filming it, you get this special kind of countdown clock, and I'm guessing, I haven't really checked, but this is probably saying it's like 1 frame every round. So this thing would need to go around 24 times before you get 1 second of video. So depends on what the actual speed ends up being, but it's something like that. So it gives you it makes it clear that you're in time-lapse mode, and also gives you an idea of what the scale of the video is going to be when it's finished. So if you want to go and check your videos and pictures, you can just hit the little gallery here, and it'll go to the ones you've just taken, and then you can go back by hitting the camera up there. So that's the basics on this guy. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and please check out our other how-to videos for the iPhone 7 and many other popular mobile devices. Thanks. Bye. But the steps are the same for both phones, so don't worry if yours is a little bit different than this one. Basically, what you want to do first to remove the SIM card is